In 2050, there'll be 9 billion people, 2 billion human-like robots working in research facilities everywhere.
Welcome to the 2017 SmithGroup JJR Client Advisory Board here in the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory in California.
So we talked about 3 different scales, thinking out 2050 or 2070, or how do we imagine the future at 3 tangible scales?
If you think of how fast things change, you have to be able to react and adapt and be agile and nimble.
For half century, it's really about these robotic science partners that are bringing research ideas to the table.
So in the space above, which we call the fly zone, that's where automated support is happening. Drones are flying around. There's in and out privileges, so these drones can fly out the side of the building and maybe go to the next.
So the idea is really just trying to create a safer zone for humans and use robots which are dealing with these hazards that we don't really want people to have to deal with anymore.
You know, one of the things about humans and human hands and human eyes is that they're actually, really good at doing adaptable work like that. So that pairing of humans and robots and executing tasks where the intelligent systems and robots are being used to do what they are good at, which is very different from what the human systems are good at. That's what we're going to see more and more.
In 2050, we just made the assumption that all buildings are net zero and they may be exporting energy back to the grid. What if we actually built an entire sort of urban research tower around a skeletal chassis? And then we literally would just plug in laboratory modules. So the laboratory side would literally be a plug and play, sort of removable, and the tower itself would robotically just remove pods.
The ability for intelligent building skins, intelligent information and technology walls to interface with the technology. And it's just not people space, but it may be artificial intelligence and robotic or autonomous labs as well. So the dichotomy of what's people, what's machine is a very interesting parti.
When we think about campus of the future, we are definitely in the realm of talking about people, our human ability to gather, to interact, to collaborate, to travel, etc.
We are moving towards more density and more interaction, so transit is going to be a huge paradigm shift.
So we see autonomous flying vehicles that bring people to and from. We want the campus to be people-friendly. We want it to be a walkable campus. We want people to be able to interact in spaces both inside buildings and outside buildings.
These things could be added in as part of a larger campus. The people space can be in the campus where everybody wants to be. The robot auto tech space can be where it should be.
Interdisciplinary research is about people coming together, and it is going to be really critical for universities to maintain a density within the real estate they have to maximize the interaction of individuals on a campus. And with maximized interactions will come new opportunities for research.
It's incredibly difficult to turn a process, an unknown process, into a regular process that can be done by a robot without a human intervention, because everything that we do requires innovation.
Because we're at a university, we have a mission to educate students, and they have to get messy and get in it. And so there's a question of how much do you want to outsource that experience, to something else.
Right now, AI is not on a convergent path with human-type problem-solving, intelligence, reasoning. Unless there's a Newton-level breakthrough in the next 20 years in this area, this is going to continue to evolve in very different ways than human intelligence. Bringing that together kind of popped up a set of commonalities that I don't think any of us thought were there when we came into it.
Yeah, so what was really fantastic about this exercise was being able to bring the scientific community together with the design community. It was a really just rich and deep exercise to explore some topics that we don't necessarily get to do every day.